welcome to the 6-week summary of the A.E.F.L, guys, and I can't believe 6 weeks are done and gone. We're moving on to week 7. It's the halfway point as the regular season is only 13 weeks. But real quick, going into the scores from this last week, you have former Child Stars over me, 125-93. Jacks on, Jacks off, blows another load as he beats Owen Forte, 150-88. Team Minivan taking the win over I Touchdown there, 129-111. I Touchdown there needs a touchdown there a lot more often. Both those teams moved to 3-3. Liquor in the front, poker in the back. Ends the reign of Cocktoberfest, stealing this game, 75-72, and Cocktoberfest gets the first loss of the season. The Raging Boners win another hard-fought game over the Shamalama Ping Pongs, 136-107. As the Ping Pongs, you're back to being ding-dongs, man. You get the one win, and you're back to the losing style of things. Then Inglorious Bastards reign over BFE Baltimus, 114-86, as Baltimus could not carry on that lucky streak from the wedding week. But real quick, going into the games, not much I can say for my team. If I would have started the Broncos, I get 28 points there. Still not enough to catch up to Barr, who's put up 2 great back-to-back weeks now that he's healthy. Jordy Nelson gets 3 TDs. Doug Martin gets a solid game. And then Kevin Cobb, 13 points. That feels like, I'd just be happy if Kevin Cobb got me 13 points. Kidding me? Jacks on, Jacks off. I got to say the Adrian Peterson trade, big-time news. 19 points again from him this week. And then Larry Fitzgerald, another big week. Really consistent now to expect him 15-plus points. And then Philip Rivers. He looks great the first half. Comes out the second half, throws the 4 picks. Looks like the jackass that I think he is. And then you throw in Turner doesn't get you very many. And then your trade for Miles Austin doesn't get you any points. Well, speaking of that trade with Miles Austin, you traded Alfred Morris to Team Minivan, who beats I Touchdown there 129-111. Morris gets Edwards quite a bit of points this week along with Vic and Rice. I Touchdown there. Your running backs both got hurt, but then your wide receivers all put up great points, and then you also had another wide receiver on the bench, Eric Decker, who got you great points. May I even hint at the fact of trade bait to get another running back? 3-3, got to make a move. Liquor in the front, poke in the back. Buddy, if I could high-five you right now for beating Cocktoberfest, I would. You squeak out the 3-point win. We'll take it. Trevor's team finally collapses. Not a single person puts up big points like they have. Wayne can't get past Cromartie. Luck finally has, he looks like a rookie. And then Liquor in the front, poker in the back, you finally get your big points from Ben as he didn't put them up last week in that first week of the trade. But like I said, a win's a win, but still, both of you, if you play any other team this week, you lose. That's how bad the game was, but luckily for you guys, you played each other, and Jared, you squeak out the 3-point win. The Raging Boners, as long as the Cowboys play well, you do well. You also set RG3, who put up 30-plus points, but, I can't blame you. He's inconsistent. One week he puts up big points, the next week, he puts up just 8 or so. The Shamalama Ping Pongs, what can I say? Matt Ryan, they still won the game, but only gets you 8 points, and then you throw in the fact that Dolphins defense, I think you got you -1. And then you have Fred Jackson on the bench and Sidney Rice, who both got you 15-plus points. But, they're not consistent enough to where you're going to put them in the starting lineup. Then Inglorious Bastards, BFB Baltimus. Baltimus, you lose this game. You have 4 Saints players on a bye. Not much you can do there. But then again, Inglorious Bastards had a pretty good week as they score 114. That's enough to beat some other teams around the league. But Brian Hartline, I said it last week, very inconsistent. This week, he doesn't even get a point. 0 points this week. And then, Ben, I got to ask you, you have Jeremy Macklin on the bench, and then you start Jared Cook, a tight end in the tight end spot, of course. Then you start another tight end in your flex spot, and that was Rudolph from Minnesota, which he turned out to be great as he got you 19 points. But your tight end Jared Cook in the TE spot got you small points, while Jeremy Macklin racked him up on the bench. So I'm just curious as to why you might have done that. But either way, you get the win over BFE Baltimus, and we head into week 7. But before we even talk about that, let's get to the Justin Yates hard hit of the week.
Oh, get it! Oh, that's not happening anytime soon. Give more, get it.
And the Justin Yates hard hit of the week goes to 3 of you guys. That is BFE Baltimus, the Shamalama Ping Pongs, and Owen Forte. Why you 3 guys? Because you guys all lost this week. After last week where you all 3 got your first win in the season, I was expecting at least one of you guys to carry it over into the next week, week 6. At least one of you guys get another W. But instead, all 3 of you go back to those losing ways and yet again pick up another loss. And now for this week's A.E.F.L's Close Call of the Week.
That was the route?
Yeah.
The best way to
Yeah, it was the fastest.
I got a concussion, guys.
Alright guys, and the A.E.F.L's Close Call of the Week goes to Trevor Freimeyer, just because I want to point out the fact that you lost. You lost. And not only did you lose, you lost by 3 points, thus earning you the A.E.F.L's Close Call of the Week. Now, real quick, going into next week, we have me against Inglorious Bastard, Jack's On, Jack's Off versus Former Child Stars, Team Minivan versus Owen Forte, Cocktoberfest versus I Touchdown There, the Shamalama Ping Pongs versus Liquor in Front, Poker in the Back, and BFE Baltimus versus the Raging Boners. Guys, this is an interesting week. We have 6 different teams, 3-3. Only 2 of those teams are facing each other, and that's Ben and I. Everyone else, Yates 3-3 facing 5-1 Former Child Stars. Team Minivan 3-3 facing 1-5 Owen Forte. Cocktoberfest, who's 5-1, is playing the 3-3 I Touchdown There, and then the other 3-3 team is playing BFE Baltimus, who's 1-4. So, the only real even matchup is Ben and I, and then the rest of you, you either playing teams that are down or up. So it's going to be interesting to see how this week plays out. It's going to be, a tell-all week, and it should be a good one. But until then, guys, I will talk to you later, and fuck you.